Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing well this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon, Your
afternoon,
Honor.
Judge Moore. Good afternoon, Judge Moore.
Afternoon, everyone. Where are we going to begin today?
Good afternoon, Judge Morrow. We'll be starting in courtroom 2 with position 5, Charles.
Okay, thank you. Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Charles. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 23 CR 006810E with battery. Is there a history, Mr. Howard? Good afternoon.
Hey, fourth arrest, 2015 ag assault battery trespass. That was no bill out of Henry County. 2014 obstruction, disorderly conduct, NOD, and 2014 ag assault dismissed.
Thank you. Ms. Baker?
Thank you, Judge. This incident occurred at 950 Michigan Avenue Northwest. Officers were responding to a fight call. When they got there, they spoke with Ms. Charles. She stated that her neighbor is Ms. Liggins. Ms. Liggins is a companion case. It's number 7 on the calendar. According to Ms. Charles, Ms. Liggins' boyfriend parked in Ms. Charles' parking space. So Ms. Charles parked in Ms. Liggins' parking space. When Ms. Liggins came home, she banged on Ms. Charles' door, asked her to move the car, and Ms. Charles told the police that Ms. Liggins had a knife with her when this happened and was urging her to hurry up. Ms. Liggins also spoke with the police. She told them that she put the knife in the house, and shortly after that, a fight broke out. Let's see. Ms. Liggins struck Ms. Charles in the right eye, causing swelling. And after the fight was broken up by third parties and relatives, Ms. Liggins had marks and bruises around her cheekbones, eyes, and temple area, and by her left ear, which were caused by Ms. Charles' fingernails. The relatives present at the scene refused to cooperate with the police, and both women were taken to Grady for medical treatment. State's recommending a signature bond will leave the amount to the discretion of the court. No further contact with Ms. Liggins, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, and a 48-hour anger management class. Thank you.
Ms. Abner, do you represent Ms. Charles?
I do, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I hope you're doing well this afternoon.
You too. Thank you.
Do Ms. Liggins and Ms. Charles live in the same apartment complex?
So they live in like a 2-family home, and my client lives in apartment B and Miss Liggins lives in apartment A. There are 2 parking spots. Miss Liggins is supposed to be parking in the driveway, and my client's supposed to be parking on the street. Without going too much into the facts, Your Honor, there was a misunderstanding with the parking, and so that's why the fight broke out. And should I present for bond as well, Your Honor?
I'm going to give her a signature bond, but is this just one moment for me, Ms. Abden?
Sure.
Is this Ms. Liggins that's at ACDC?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me go ahead and deal with her. And that's your client, Ms. McLeod?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, let me deal. Good afternoon, Ms. McLeod. Let me deal with
Judge Morrow, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. What was the bond amount?
There is no bond amount yet. These are co-defendants, so I'm going to take them together, and I will give the bond amount in just a moment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Liggins, good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 23 CR 006800G with battery also. Is there a history?
Fourth arrest, 2011 out of Nebraska for burglary, attempt of a class 3 felony conviction. And before that was 01 arrest.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. Ms. Baker, what's the state's recommendation for bond on Ms. Liggins?
It's the same recommendation, Judge, and that she obviously have no further contact with Ms. Charles. 48-hour anger management.
Okay. If agreeable with you, Ms. Abden, and you, Ms. McLeod, for both of these of your clients, it'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pre-trial, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with one another. So Ms. Charles can have no contact with Ms. Liggins. Ms. Liggins can have no contact with Ms. Charles, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Does that suit you all?
It does, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I don't have no objections. I am requesting that be through the jail. She does have 4 minor children who she parents by herself. The youngest are 1 year old. They're twins. I think it's going to be difficult for her to be reporting. She's also recommended for a signature bond. She does not have a substantial criminal history. And so I am requesting that be through the jail if Your Honor is inclined.
I'm not so inclined because they're neighbors and there was a fight over a parking space allegedly. So I'm going to have them go through pretrial in case there's any problem with 1-day anger awareness that will be supervised by pretrial. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Both of those are per judges.
Per judge. That's fine. All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Charles. Good luck to you also, Ms. Liggins.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You.
Position 6,
Do I
Dorsey.
get up? I get up.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dorsey. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 23 CR 006801A with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
5th arrest. Last was 2015 out of Savannah. Obstruction, battery conviction. On probation out of Bullock County, sale of marijuana. On probation out of Liberty County, 2 counts of burglary, forgery, and RICO. That's it.
Ms. Baker?
Thank you, Judge. This incident occurred at 5501 Glen Ridge Drive, apartment 503. That's in Sandy Springs. The victim in this case is Shakari Cobb. Her first name is spelled Shacari. Last name is Cobb, common spelling. Ms. Cobb reported to the police that she and the defendant were arguing over their 2-month-old infant. The defendant pushed her several times. They lived together at this location. While there were no visible injuries, Ms. Cobb did inform us that this is not the first time this has happened. And she is requesting that the defendant not return to the home. The state's requesting a $5,000 surety bond, stay away from 5501 Glen Ridge Drive, apartment 503 in Sandy Springs. No further contact with Shakari Cobb. Drug and alcohol evaluation. Third party involvement in terms of any visitation with the baby. Family violence intervention. No drugs and alcohol or weapons, obviously, and would also ask that the court sound for the victim. Thank you.
Ms. Shakari Cobb is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Does not appear so, Ms. Baker.
I'm here.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, yes, there you go. Good afternoon, Ms. Cobb. If you wish to address the court, I'll need for you to raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. What would you like to tell the court?
Nothing really major. I just was asking that, he just stay from around me. Because I had already told the cops everything, so I don't know exactly what's gonna go on today, but I'm not trying to keep him from the baby or anything like that. I just asked that we have no contact with each other.
Okay, and you live at the Glen Ridge Drive address, apartment 503?
Yes, that's correct.
And does he live there also or not?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so and you don't want him there at the present time, is that correct, Ms. Cobb?
That's correct.
Okay, anything further, ma'am?
No.
All right, thank you for being here this afternoon. We appreciate it. Ms. Abden?
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 27 years old. He's lived in Georgia his whole life and does have strong ties to the community. He has his GED. He did attend some college where he studied marketing. He is gainfully employed. He works at a Mediterranean restaurant. He's been working there for the past 3 months, and he was just promoted to shift manager on Sunday. And so, Your Honor, they are in need of him to return to work. He does need his job in order to feed his child. And so the longer he does remain in jail, the more likely it is that he will lose his job. It is my understanding that there have been prior instances of violence between these parties where the complaining witness was the aggressor, Your Honor. And my client does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. And so he does not object to no further contact. It sounds like they may have worked something out for him to get his belongings, but if they haven't, we would need a one-time law enforcement escort and the third-party transfer for the minor children. I do understand he does have a criminal history. He is on probation, Your Honor, but it doesn't appear that he's had any arrests since 2015. He's had no probation violations, and he tells me that he's on non-reporting probation. And so given all the circumstances that I've described, I am requesting a signature bond, and he does have somewhere else to stay, so a stay away would also be fine.
Okay, it will be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial per the judge, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Ms. Cobb, stay away from the Glen Ridge Drive address. He can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that he might have there. Third-party transfer of any minor children for visitation, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Mr. Dorsey, let me just explain to you what no further contact means. It means no contact whatsoever. No personal contact, no phone contact, no internet contact, no social media contact, no contact whatsoever. I'm not going to keep you from your child, but you'll have to go through a third party to have visitation with your child. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Position 11, Elizabeth Moody.
No. Second or third row.
Good afternoon, Ms. Moody. I am Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Moody, you've been charged in case 23 CR 006813A with criminal trespass. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
47 total. Last arrest was in August, probation. Got a probation violation from this year and a couple of them from last year. 2019 battery, 2018 probation, 2018 simple battery, disorderly conduct, possession of meth, conviction. 2018 shoplifting NOLO, and 2018 failure to appear. That's it.
Ms. Baker?
Thank you, Judge. This incident occurred on the 17th of this month. The incident location is 895 Holcomb Bridge Road. So 895 Holcomb Bridge Road. That's a CVS pharmacy. The gentleman who's a manager there, Mr. Kareem, advised the police that the defendant came in. He asked her to leave. She became enraged, went to one of the aisles and grabbed a bottle of Fabuloso cleaning fluid, went to the stationery section and located a white paint marker, and then retreated to the ladies' restroom. The manager could not follow her there because he is a man. So a customer went in to check on the defendant, and she had opened the bottle of Fabuloso and strewn it all over the walls of the bathroom, and had used the white paint pen to mark up the restroom, resulting in a substantial amount of damage. She fled. Officers located her and arrested her. The state's requesting a signature bond in an amount set by the court that she stay away from 895 Holcomb Bridge Road, that she have no further contact with the victim, whose full name is Abdul Karim Al Mubaidh, Mubaidh. And we would ask the sound for the victim, no further or no drugs, weapons, or alcohol as well, please.
If
Thank you.
Mr. Mubaid is present and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Good afternoon, Ms. Adams. Any objection to any of the state's proposed bond?
No objections, Your Honor, but if I may, just for the record, I just want to put it on the record, on behalf of Ms. Moody. She does vehemently deny the allegations that were stated inside of the affidavit. She has 2 bachelor's degrees. One is in biblical studies, the other one is in education. She cares for her 2 grandchildren. And she was born and raised right here in Georgia. She has significant ties to the community. In addition to all of that, Your Honor, we do understand that she does have a lengthy criminal record. But since then, that was a phase, not a phase, but a time in her life where she wasn't really proud of the things that she was doing. But she has since significantly changed her life. And so I just wanted to put that on the record. But aside from that, Your Honor, there is no objection.
Okay, as such, it will be a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from the CVS on Holcomb Bridge Road. No further contact with Mr. Mubaid, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Moody.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is positions 2, 3, and 4, Campbell. And I'm sorry, Judge, what was the female that you just did?
$3,000 signature bond through the jail.
For who, the name?
Oh, Moody.
Moody, thank you.
You're welcome. And this is Campbell.
Yes, it is, Judge.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Campbell. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Campbell, you have been charged in case 23 CR 006807G with theft by taking, 3 counts, loitering and prowling, 2 counts. In case 23 CR 006811G with theft by taking and loitering and prowling. In case 23 CR 006812G with theft by taking and loitering and prowling. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
First arrest, but he got some CP. He got an open CP case. I'm gonna go get the bond for those. I'll be back.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Baker?
Thank you, Judge. This is kind of a crime spree. The first incident occurred on September the 30th, 2023. These all involve theft of scooters or electronic bikes from the campus at Georgia Tech. On the 30th of September, the defendant used tools to dislodge scooters from the locks that secured them to the bicycle racks. The victims who had scooters stolen include Mr. Xiaodong An, Mr. J. Kim, Mr. Humphrey Kamanya, Dimki Kovor, and Nitesh Kalangi. There were other victims, but they haven't come forward, so the police aren't able to connect them to the items that were stolen. The thefts all took place at 266 4th Street in Atlanta and 260 4th Street. The police were able to solve the crimes using closed circuit cameras. They showed several individuals, including this defendant, taking the bikes from the scooters and riding them off of campus. And that's it. The second and third incidents occurred on October the 2nd and October the 30th being the most recent one. The state's requesting a signature bond. We will leave the amount up to the court given the sheer number of the charges. Stay away from Georgia Tech, all premises and property of Georgia Tech, and a theft course. No further contact with Zhao An, J. Kim, Humphrey Kimanya. Excuse me. Apologize. Femke Kovar, that's F-E-M-E Kovar, K-O-V-O-O-R, and Nitesh Kalangi, Nitesh-Kalangi, and an anti-theft course. And I
Okay.
sound for the victim.
If Mr. An Kim Kamanda Kovar or Kalangji is on the line and wishes to address the court, now will be your opportunity to do so. Doesn't appear so. Ms. McLeod, any objection to any of the state's requests?
No.
Okay, as such, for each charge, it will be a $1,000 signature bond through the jail. So for position 2, that totals a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. For position 3, the totals a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. For position 4, that totals a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. No further contact with any of the alleged victims. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. And stay away. Was this the Georgia Tech campus, Ms. Baker?
Yes, sir.
Stay away from the Georgia Tech campus. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Campbell.
Appreciate you.
Thank you,
Your Honor,
Yes.
this case is also related to my client Burdett. I was wondering if you wanted to take that next. He's a
Okay.
co-defendant or a cross-defendant? Co-defendant.
If courtroom 2 wants to bring up Mr. Burdett, position number 1, I believe.
Yes, this is him. This is Burdette.
Okay. Good afternoon. Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to bother you. I'm Mariano's mother. I was asking, can I sign
It's
him?
okay, Miss Campbell. Everything is okay. You will be
Okay.
fine. He does not need a signature. I just had you on just in case the judge decided to give his bond through pretrial. But
Okay.
he's got his bond through jail, so he will not need a signature.
Yeah, but
Okay,
he needs a co-signer for the felony case, so she still got a co-sign.
Oh, okay. So does she come to you?
Yeah, she goes to the pretrial trial.
so I can come down?
I put the address in the chat.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Mr. Burdett, good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 23 CR 006-806G with theft by taking and lording and prowling. Are these the same circumstances as the previous case, Ms. Baker?
Yes, Judge, except that this particular defendant was only involved that we know of in the October 30th incident. The victim in that case was Nitesh Kalangi, Nitesh Kalangi, Kalangi. This defendant was actually arrested while riding that particular victim's scooter on 6th Street. And the state again is recommending or requesting a signature bond through pretrial services, anti-theft course, stay away from Georgia Tech, and would ask that you sound for the victim, please.
Again, if Mr. Kalangi is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Ms. Abden, it's my understanding that Mr. Burdett, this is his first arrest. As such, if it's okay with you, I'll go ahead and give him the same as I gave to Mr. Campbell. $1,000 signature bond through the jail, no further contact with Mr. Kalangi, no drugs, alcohol, weapons, and stay away from the Georgia Tech campus. Does that suit you?
Absolutely no objections. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck to you, Mr. Burdett.
All right, thank you.
Judge Morrow, the total is 1,000.
The total is 2,000. It's 1,000 for each count.
Your Honor, that concludes my business before the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you so much, Ms. McLeod. We'll see you next time.
Yes, sir. Your Honor.
Position 15, Tan.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tan. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Tan, you've been charged in case 23 CR 0068008C with driving while your license was suspended or revoked, failure to have your license on your person, and failure to obey traffic signs, signals, and markings. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
This is 8th arrest. Last was 2020 suspended license. Has an open suspended in Fulton on probation for ag assault. Two counts of robbery by sudden snatch. The 2020 suspended license was NOLO, and a 2015 parole violation. That's it.
Okay, good afternoon, Ms. Dunlap.
Afternoon, Your Honor. So officers observed the defendant. He made a right turn on red where there was a no right turn on red present. They asked him for his license and ran his information. He indicated he did not have his license. His license, when his name came back as license suspended, and they detained him. The state is looking for a signature bond through pretrial and no guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Let's see, Ms. Adams, I'm inclined to have this go through the jail. So if it's okay with you for the suspended license, $1,000 signature bond through the jail, failure to have license on person, a $500 signature bond through the jail, failure to obey traffic signal, a $500 signature bond through the jail, makes for a total of a $2,000 signature bond through the jail, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Does that suit you?
Yes, Your Honor, no objections. Thank you.
All right, very good. Mr. Tan, good luck to you.
Thanks.
Mr. Love. Position 8 is going pro se, Judge.
Good afternoon, Mr. Love. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Love, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We have offered you to have a public defender represent you this afternoon. Is there a reason that you don't want the public defender's office to represent you on these charges this afternoon?
No, really, I was just wondering that I just got out of here for the same charge that they holding me on. And
Okay, that's something that the public defender might be able to help you with. And I only ask you, Mr. Love, because I don't want you to say anything that might get you into, a lot of times people will say something, they think it's helping them and it's not really. But if you would like the public defender to speak with you regarding these charges and represent you, I think that would help you, but it's up to you. If you would like to do that, I'm happy to give you that opportunity.
all right. If you say you feel that it'll help me, I guess I will.
Okay, all right. I think that would be a good option for you, Mr. Love. So what I'll have, is this going to be your case, Ms. Abden?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm available to speak with him.
Okay, so Mr. Love, I'll have Ms. Abden give you a call so that she can discuss this with you before we have a hearing and I make my decision, okay?
No, I just go and plead guilty. Well, we'll get it over with.
Okay, well, this isn't a time to plead, well, it could be, Mr. Love, but you have certain rights that you give up if you want to enter into a plea. So you might just want to speak with Ms. Abden so she can best advise you.
It'll be all right. I just don't plead guilty.
It's not.
Okay, well, Mr. Love, you have that right. Let me just say that you've been accused of two misdemeanor offenses, both of which carry with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine.
No,
So,
I won't plead guilty.
say it again.
No, I won't.
Right. Okay. So let me let you speak with Ms. Abden so that she can best advise you. Will you allow me to do that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to go home today.
I don't know because I don't know anything about your case right now. But Ms. Abden can advise me once she speaks to you.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So
Chair for me. Position 13, Newman.
Sorry, Francois, are you guys gonna call me or should I call?
You can call, well, actually, call the 404-612-2392.
92. Okay, thank you.
Well,
Good afternoon, Mr. Newman. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
I do.
Thank you. Mr. Newman, you've been charged in case 23CR006804Y with battery. I've been told by pretrial that this is Mr. Newman's first arrest. Ms. Dunlap?
Thanks, Your Honor. So officers responded to a call regarding a domestic dispute between a couple at 149 Laurel Avenue Southwest. They met with the victim, Jasmine Browner. They observed a small cut on her left eyebrow, blood on her face and shirt. Ms. Browner indicated that the defendant and her had gotten into an argument, and she told me to get her and then became angry and started threatening her and calling her name and striking her with a closed fist. Once Ms. Browner fell to the ground, the defendant got on top of her and hit her several more times in the face. And then he grabbed his belongings and left. State is looking for a signature bond through pretrial, a stay away from 149 Laurel Avenue Southwest, no further contact with Jasmine Browner, anger management course, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons, and sound for the victim. It looks like she's on.
I see Ms. Browner on the line. Ms. Browner, if you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. You do not have to address the court, but if you would like to address the court, I will need for you to unmute yourself, activate your camera, and I will have to swear you in.
I'm here.
Yes, ma'am. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, Ms. Browner. What would you like to tell the court?
Yes, that incident occurred in December, and there has been afterwards been no violence towards me from Mr. Kamar Newman, and we are on mutual terms at this moment.
And who is Mr. Newman to you?
We just have a friendship as for right now.
Okay, and you're not afraid of him?
No.
Had this happened at any time prior to the alleged date of December 19th of last year?
No, it hasn't.
And you've been in contact with him since that date?
Yes.
And nothing has transpired since that date?
No.
And you would like to have contact with him at the present time?
Yes.
Okay. Anything further that you'd like to tell the court?
No, that was all.
Okay. Thank you for being here this afternoon, Ms. Browner. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Given that there's a recommendation for a signature bond, Ms. Adams, do you have any objections to any of the conditions requested by the state?
Yes, Your Honor. I just would like to request that it go through the jail as opposed to pretrial services. Mr. Newman actually seeks counseling as it stands. He has an appointment tomorrow. So I don't think that anger awareness is necessary for him. Aside from that, he is an active father. He is in school. He has school tomorrow. As a matter of fact, he is in the middle of getting his associates for paralegal studies. So, Your Honor, other than that, we are just requesting that it go through the jail.
Okay, it will be a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. No further violent contact with Ms. Browner. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Newman.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Was it no further contact or no violent contact?
No further violent contact.
Okay, thank you.
Position 9, Mansfield. I'm sorry, that's Ms. Abbins' case. Position 10, McKeithen.
Good afternoon, Mr. McKeithen. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 23 CR 006803E with battery. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
21 total. 2019 FTA, 2016 FTA, 2012 ag stalking, simple battery DV robbery. That's it.
Who's presenting for the state?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
We're on position number 10, Mr. McKeithen.
1 second. I think this is Miss Baker.
You with me, Miss Baker?
I'm here. Will need to look and see if I have information for that case.
Okay.
Just a second.
I apologize, Your Honor. Mr. McKeithen is actually, I haven't marked as a different position, but I'm ready.
Okay, you can proceed, Ms. Dunlap.
So officers responded to a call regarding a fight for domestic abuse. They met with the victim, Mr. Robinson. He stated that he was punched multiple times by his business partner, the defendant. Mr. Robinson stated that he had made a call to a third party about the defendant owing him money. The third party had reached out to the defendant and he went to confront Mr. Robinson regarding the money. The defendant confronted Mr. Robinson, yelling, "Keep his name out of his mouth." Verbal altercation turned physical, and he ended up punching Mr. Robinson with a closed fist twice in his right ear. And then Mr. Robinson said he punched him 3 times in his left ear, but the security footage showed that he only struck him once in the left ear. The state is looking for a signature bond through pretrial, no further contact with Wendell Robinson, 1-day anger awareness, no drugs, guns, alcohol, or weapons. And we could sound for the victim if he's on.
If Mr. Wendell Robinson is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no objection to the request for a signature bond. We just request that it go through the jail. As stated by pretrial services, Mr. McKeithen has not been in trouble in a number of years. The failure to appear was from 4 years ago, and he hasn't had a probation violation in over 10 years. Also, too, the location, I just wanted to be stated for the record, the location of this alleged incident is very close. It's about 20 yards away from Mr. McKeithen's home. And so I don't know whether or not that stay away is going to work. He doesn't have a problem with not going to that location. It's just that his home is right next door. So I just wanted to make the court aware of that. And so again, we're just requesting that it go through the jail. He did complete some college. He has children. He's an active father, and he works really hard. He also participates in giving cookouts out into the community just so that people can, get closer together, giving away free food, things like that. So that is our request, Your Honor.
Was there go ahead, Ms. Dunlap.
There wasn't a stay away from that location. It looks like that was the store. We just asked for no further contact with the victim.
Other than that, there's no objection.
Okay, well, I am going to have this go through pretrial. It will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Wendell Robinson, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. That'll be through pretrial per the judge. Good luck to you, Mr. McKeithen.
Raise your hand. He has a question, Judge.
Ms. Adams?
Mr. McKeithen, is your question with regards to the bond or is it with regards to the facts of the case?
No, it's regards to the bond. I'm just not trying to miss another day of work. I'm trying
You got a signature bond, so that means you'll be able to sign yourself out.
you said pretrial though.
Yeah, that means when you get out, you have to report to pretrial services for 1 day anger awareness. So it's not going to keep you in jail.
Okay, so that's when I get out.
Yes.
Okay. Can I mention one more thing? Someone said something about a charge of mine that was
Nope, we're gonna leave that alone for now. Okay, and we can talk about it later.
You're done. Position 12, Morel.
Good afternoon, Mr. Morel. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Morel, you've been charged in case 23 CR 006802J with one misdemeanor offense. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Yeah, that bond assessment of his was incorrect. This is his third arrest. Last was 2022 domestic assault conviction, 2022 ag assault conviction, and they put him on 2 years probation according to the GCIC back in April of this year. So he should be on probation for the ag assault. Not recommended.
Okay. Ms. Dunlap?
So on October 17th, the victim, Jamisha Johnson, allowed the defendant and looks like Bobby Christina Carter and Kiara Taylor to enter her room. They were drinking, dancing, streaming live on Instagram. Ms. Johnson indicated that she felt sick and went to her room to lay down. Ms. Johnson also indicated while she was sleeping, she felt an unknown hand touching her butt and genital area. When Ms. Johnson turned around, she saw the defendant in bed with her and asked what he was doing. The defendant replied to her that he can't do anything and exited her room. The two witnesses that were there stated they did not hear Ms. Johnson ask the defendant to get in bed with her. The state is looking for a $2,000 surety bond. It's unclear if he's a student. If not, stay away from the 141 Piedmont Avenue Southeast. No further contact with Jamisha Johnson, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
If Ms. Johnson is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Ms. Adams?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Morel, he actually drives a truck. We are actually requesting the signature bond, Judge. He has a live load on his truck as we speak. He has children. He is an active father. He has ties to Georgia. He doesn't actually live in Georgia. He's from Tennessee, but he comes to Georgia often for work, and he has family here. He doesn't have a problem with staying away from the complaining witness. He does deny different aspects of that affidavit. And additionally, Your Honor, Mr. Morel has experience in community service where he has unloaded boxes of food for the homeless through a church because he is active with his church. He has a high school diploma and a CDL license. Your Honor, we are asking for a signature bond for him, and that is our request. Thank you.
All right, it'll be a $2,000 surety bond, no further contact with Ms. Johnson, stay away from the Piedmont Road address, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Morel.
Thank you, Your Honor. If I may, this is Brad Puryear. I'm attorney for Samuel Mansfield. I was only apprised of the date and time of this hearing a few hours ago. He may have already spoken with the public defender, but I just want to let the court know that I'm here as counsel on his behalf.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Puryear. Have you spoken with Mr. Mansfield?
I have not had the opportunity to speak with him.
Would you need to speak with him prior to a hearing? I'm not sure if a public defender is speaking with him, or what's your pleasure, Mr. Puryear, as far as speaking with your client? You're on mute, Mr. Puryear.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I think we can proceed with this hearing today.
Okay. So you'd like to proceed with the hearing. Would you like to speak with Mr. Mansfield prior to the hearing?
I'm okay, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So whenever we get around to Mr. Mansfield, courtroom 2.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Judge Morrow, the other two positions, 9 and 8, belongs to Ms. Abden. She's still talking to her client. I do
Okay,
have
so
an announcement.
just so you know, Mr. Puryear is here. He says that he's representing Mr. Mansfield, position number 9.
Oh, okay, perfect. Come on, Mr. Mansfield.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Mansfield. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes, I do.
Thank you. Mr. Mansfield, you've been charged in case 23 CR 006799E with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Second arrest, 2010 DUI. He was recommended level 1.
All right, Ms. Baker.
Thank you, Judge. This incident occurred last night or yesterday. The incident location is 10 Peachtree Battle Avenue, Northwest. The victim in this case is the defendant's wife, Caitlin Mansfield. They are married and have 2 children. She stated that during an argument, he pulled her out of bed and on the floor. A victim witness advocate did speak with her, and she stated that when he pinned her down using his chest, and this caused her to have chest pains. She says this is not the first time that something like this has happened, that she does intend to file civil proceedings to divorce him. She's asking that they have no physical contact, but she would like for him to be able to have telephone contact with their children. The state's requesting a $5,000 surety bond, that he stay away from the location at 10 Peachtree Battle Avenue, Northwest. No further contact with his wife, Ms. Mansfield. Third party for any child visitation, drug and alcohol evaluation, and family violence intervention. It's my understanding his brother has arranged to pick up his belongings, and that Ms. Mansfield, the victim, has no objection to that. And we would ask that the court sound for the victim. It's my understanding she will be on Zoom today. Thank you.
Ms. Abden, it's my understanding that although you've spoken with Mr. Mansfield, that Mr. Puryear has been hired to represent him on this matter. So I just wanted to let you know that we weren't proceeding without you here, okay?
I got worried. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, not a problem. Let's see, Caitlin Mansfield, I see that you're on the line with us. If you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. I will need for you to unmute yourself, activate your camera, and I'll have to swear you in if you would like to address the court. She might have some connection problems. I'll go to you while I wait to see if she can get on with us, Mr. Puryear.
Your Honor, it's Caitlin Mansfield.
Okay, yes, Ms. Mansfield, I'll need to. Yes.
I'm declining to speak. I'm just here to listen in.
Okay, very good. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Puryear?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. With respect to the bond conditions, I would like to point out that Mr. Mansfield is from the area. He's gainfully employed, has been at that employment for 3+ years, has lived in Georgia most all of his life. He has a college degree. I would ask that he be released on a signature bond through the jail. And I don't have objections to the other bond requests at this time, or bond conditions at this time.
I'm going to have him go through pretrial. It'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Caitlin Mansfield, stay away from the 10 Peachtree Battle address. He can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that he might have there. He is to have third-party transfer of any minor children for visitation, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Can I ask one question? Did the
Yes.
court have a position on whether he can contact the children by phone?
He's to have third-party transfer or for visitation. That also means third-party to initiate any phone contact, as I do not want him to have any contact whatsoever with Ms. Mansfield at the present time. So if he is to speak with his children, he'll have to have a third party facilitate those conversations. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. If nothing further, Mr. Puryear, good luck to you, Mr. Mansfield.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Position 8, Love.
And we're going to need a breakout room, I understand, for Mr. Love. Is that any other announcements?
Yes, he's the last position for, also they are bringing position 14, so he's en route.
Okay, so we'll go into the breakout room. What about position 16, Mr. Wyatt?
Mr. Wyatt is a medical MH reset.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so we'll reset that for tomorrow, 11/1.
Yes, Your Honor. And also too, when Mr. Smith, position number 14 arrives, I will need to speak with him.
Okay, so let's go into the breakout room for Mr. Love. Who do we need in that breakout room?
I need to go.
Hey, Ms. Baker,
Yes, sir.
Ms. Abden, Ms. Bridgewater, myself, Mr. Walker.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, Judge, that's you, Miss Abdon, Miss Bridgewater, Mr. Walker, and Miss Baker?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see, is Miss Catherine Pinkston on the line? Doesn't appear so. Can you unmute for me, courtroom 2? Thank you. Mr. Love, we've had an opportunity to speak on your case. So thank you for letting me have Ms. Abden talk with you. I'm going to give you a signature bond, okay? So you're going to be able to sign yourself out. So it's going to be $1,000 signature bond on both of the charges, which makes for a total of a $2,000 signature bond. I understand that you have an appointment coming up, so I'm going to see if we can have a social worker speak with you to help you with that appointment. I want you to stay on any prescription medications that you're currently taking, okay? You can't go back to 140 Prior Street, that government center, unless you have business at the government center, and no further contact with this Miss Pinkston. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Okay, Mr. Love, good luck to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Do you see anything like a hold holding me?
Yeah, I got it. And before we end, I just want to ask pre-trial or the state, if there's a hold for him. I don't see one on my end, but I just want to confirm because he seems to be under the impression that it might be an issue.
Still open FTA one out of LaGrange. That's what it said on the bond assessment.
But I just got out of here for the same charge. And I've been
Mr. Love, I got it. Don't worry about it. So that basically he's saying that he just got out of there and he doesn't understand why he would have an FTA. That's how he came into contact with police is what he's saying.
They're cleared up.
Cleared up?
I said they will clear it up.
They will clear it.
Nothing we can do, so.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not leaving today. I'm still being held.
So just so I understand, he's going to be transferred to that county for them to clear that up?
Rich, I have no idea what's going to happen, to be honest.
Okay. But there is a hold, right?
On the bond assessment, they put it was a FTA one out of LaGrange. Do you see a hold on the booking?
No, that's why I wanted to ask someone if they can.
Hold on for a minute. Hold on.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Lady Love. Judge, is it through the jail or through pretrial?
It's through the jail.
Thank you.
Okay. And so we are still waiting on Mr. Smith. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct, Judge.
Okay. So once we finish with Mr. Love, then we will be in recess until you all tell me that Mr. Smith has arrived.
Okay.
Yeah, the GCIC got a warrant June 20th, 2023. It's an FTA out of LaGrange. That's it.
You'll say it again, Tucson.
I said the GCIC has a warrant out of LaGrange.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so Mr. Love, you're gonna have to go to that county and clear that up with them, see why you have the failure to appear warrant. And if you figure that out there, then you can be released because there's a signature bond on this case.
But what I'm saying is they just had me here for this same
I
charge.
understand, but we're in Fulton County. We have no power over this. If you want, you can call me after court and we can talk about it.
So I'm not going home today.
No, because you need to go to LaGrange County. None of us have power over that, Mr. Love, unfortunately.
Man, suicide.
Thank you.
Okay, so the court will be in recess until Mr. Smith joins us. Ms. Bridgewater, if you want to start getting me any of these orders, I'm happy to go ahead and see if I can sign them while we have a little break. Or you can wait till you get them all done. It's fine with me, whichever. Okay.
I've been getting the paperwork a little late, so I'm working on it as we're in court.
Okay.
I trust my conversation with Mr. Ian Walker will help speed things up some, so.
Okay. So whenever you have whenever.
You have a lot of faith.
Oh, yes, I have faith in you.
And Miss Bridgewater, I'm also going to send you the pad order for Chamberlain, who's not on the calendar.
If you'll go ahead and send that to me so that I can send it on to the judge as well. And did you
Okay.
get that one late last night? That
I
I
did.
sent?
Thank you so much.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Okay. All right. See you all in a bit.
Okay. We'll be in recess until Mr. Smith joins us.
Okay.
I thank you too, Ms. Bridgewater.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I didn't think it was going to happen, but thank you.
You're more than welcome. Okay.
Y'all said what? Was the reset medical?
Yes, till tomorrow. Position 16.
Okay. Thank you.
We're ready, Judge, for Mr. Smith Joseph. That is position.
14.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And Ms. Adams, have you spoken with him or you need to speak with him?
We just got off the phone, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Smith. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, you've been charged in case 23 CR 006805J with willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
First arrest. He went to felony earlier. He got a $10,000 good bond. That's it.
Ms. Dunlap?
So officers pulled the defendant and it looks like a Miss Campbell over. She was driving about 115 in a 60-mile-per-hour speeding zone. They ran her license. She wasn't supposed to be driving. The defendant offered his license, saying he had a good license. They ran it and saw he had an active warrant, fleeing and eluding. Once he stepped out of the car, he pulled back from the officers, ran across all lanes, of I-20. Eastbound and into the woods. The state is just looking for a signature bond through the jail. No drugs, alcohol, guns, or weapons.
Okay, if agreeable with you, Ms. Adams, it'll be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
No
That suit
objection.
you?
Yes,
All
no
right.
objection.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Smith. Okay, Ms. Bridgewater, whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready. The reset date for the SAP calendar is going to be November the 14th. Position 1 is reset further notice with a total $2,000 SOB through the jail. Position 2 is reset further notice with a total $5,000 SOB through the jail. Position 3, reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. Position 4, $2,000 SOB through the jail as it's been reset further notice. 5, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial per judge. 6, reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through pretrial per judge. 7, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial per judge. 8, reset further notice with a total $2,000 SOB through the jail. 9, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial per judge. 10, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial per judge. 11, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. Position 12 is going to the SAP calendar with a $2,000 good bond. 13, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. 14, reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. 15, reset further notice with a total $2,000 SOB through the jail. And 16 is being medically reset till tomorrow. Are there any questions, comments, or otherwise?
Yes, one. Sorry.
Okay.
What happened to Mr. Beatles? He was the 17-year-old. I spoke with him earlier today.
I was
I don't know
told he
if I missed
bonded
the
out.
announcement. Huh?
I was told he bonded out, Mr.
Oh, he
Jordan.
bonded out. Okay.
Double check it though, because I did, but that's what I was told.
Who told you
You
that?
said Beatles, because I don't have a Beatles on the calendar.
Mr. Jordan told me.
Okay.
Okay.
He was on the pull sheet, Holly.
Okay. Okay. Are there any others?
Yes, Ms. Bridgewater, can you please repeat position number 8, Mr. Love?
Mr. Love, reset further notice with a total $2,000 SOB through the jail. That's $1,000 on each charge. Anyone else?
That's all.
Okay. Judge?
Thank you all. Y'all have a good evening. Be safe.
Okay. Getting ready to come to you,
Thank
Judge.
you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Walker. I'll call you.
All right, can I have-
Okay. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.